Hello guys, welcome in this video. In the last video we have discussed about the flow of charges in the absence of electric field, then in the presence of electric field, and then we see what is the drift velocity. So these are the topics that we go through in the last video. If you didn't go through it then please go through it. The link is given in the description. Now let's start the video. Before starting, let's take an overview of the topics that we are going to discuss. And the first one is the mobility of charge carriers, then the relation between the current and the mobility, then the conductivity of a conductor, and the last one is the temperature dependence of resistivity. So these are topics that we are going to discuss today. Now moving forward to our first topic, that is the mobility of charge carriers. The conductivity of any material is due to its mobile charge carriers, and these mobile charge carriers can be electrons in metals, positive and negative ions in electrolytes, and electrons and holes in semiconductors. The mobility of charge carriers is the drift velocity acquired by it in a unit electric field, and the mobility is denoted by the mu equals to Vd upon E, or we can say drift velocity upon electric field. And the formula for drift velocity is given by E tau upon m. If you didn't know where it comes from, then go to the last video, you can easily got it. On putting the value of Vd, we get mu equals to E tau upon me. On cancelling out the electric field, we got mu equals to E tau upon m. For an electron, that is the mobility is noted by the mu e equals to E tau e upon me, and the similarly for the holes, that is the mu h is given by E tau h upon mh, and the SI unit of mobility is the meter square per voltage per second. So that's all about the mobility of charge carriers. I think it's clear now. Now moving forward to our next topic, that is the relation between the electric current and the mobility. Firstly, we see for the conductors. As in the conductors, the electric current is due to its free electrons, and that electric current is given by I equals to ANEVD, and Vd equals to mu EE. On putting this in I equals to ANEVD, we got I equals to ENA mu EE. I think it's clear now. So now for the semiconductors. As in semiconductors, the electric current is due to the electrons and the holes. So the electric current is given by the current due to electrons and the current due to holes, that is ENAVE plus EPAVH. N is the number of electrons and P is the number of holes in semiconductors. Okay. Now on putting the value of VE and the VH, we got the final formula. I think it's clear now. So this is the electric current in semiconductor, that is due to the electrons and the holes. Now the next topic is the conductivity of a semiconductor. As we know by the Ohm's law, I equals to V upon R, and the voltage or the potential difference is given by EL, and R or the resistance is rho L upon A. So I equals to EA upon rho, and in the previous slide we find that I equals to EAE and mu E plus P mu H for the semiconductors. So in this equation, on putting the I equals to EA upon rho, we got EA rho upon rho equals to this. On cancelling out the EA, we find 1 upon rho equals to E and mu E plus P mu H, and 1 upon rho equals to conductivity. So conductivity equals to E and mu E plus P mu H. So this is the conductivity for semiconductors. Now moving to our next topic, that is the temperature dependence of resistivity. The resistivity of any material depends on the number density n free electrons and the mean collision time tau, as the resistivity is given by the formula m upon n e squared tau. As here we can see the resistivity is inversely proportional to n and also inversely proportional to the tau, where m and e are the constant values. So the resistivity depend on the n or the tau. Now let's see the temperature dependence of resistivity for the metals. As in for the metals, the number density n of free electrons is almost independent of temperatures. But as the temperature increases, the thermal speed of free electrons increases, causing free electrons colliding more frequently with metal ions. Hence, that causes the tau decreases. And as the tau decreases, the resistivity increases. So, with the increase in temperature, the tau decreases and the resistivity increases and the conductivity decreases. So this is all about the metals. Now let's see the relation between the resistivity and the time. That is given by the rho equals to rho naught 1 plus alpha t minus t naught, where rho naught is the resistivity at temperature T naught and alpha is coefficient of resistivity. And from this formula we can easily find the value of alpha, that is rho minus rho naught upon rho naught T minus T naught. And the SI unit of alpha is degree per Celsius. For metallic elements, alpha equals to 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree Celsius. Now let's understand this thing as R equals to rho L upon A. From here we can see that resistance is directly proportional to resistivity, so we can write that RT equals to R naught 1 plus alpha T, where RT is the resistance at T degree Celsius and R naught is the resistance at 0 degree Celsius and T is the rise in temperature. So now let's see the relation between the resistivity and the temperature by the graph. This graph or this figure is for the copper. At low temperature, resistivity of a pure metal increases as a higher power temperature. This can be shown for the copper. Now let's see for the nichrome. Alloy, as we know, alloy has high resistivity. So the resistivity of nichrome has weak temperature dependence. As we can see, at absolute zeros, a pure metal has negligible small resistivity, while an alloy or the nichrome has the small residual resistivity, that is approx 1.1. As we have studied that as the temperature increases, tau decreases and the resistivity increases. And in this graph itself we can see as the temperature is increasing, the value of resistivity is also increasing. So it is verified. Let's see for the semiconductors and the insulators. Tau does not change with temperature, but the number density of free electrons increases exponentially with increasing temperature. Means as we increase the temperature, the number of free electrons or the value of n increases exponentially. Okay, so rho or the resistivity is inversely proportional to n. So we can conclude that as temperature increases, the n increases and the resistivity decreases and the conductivity increases exponentially with increase in temperature. I think it's clear now. Now for the formula. The number density of electrons at temperature T is given by Nt equals to N naught E minus Eg by kBt, where kB is the Boltzmann constant and Eg is the energy gap between conduction and the valence band. At room temperature, kBt equals to 0.03 electron volt. Now, as the resistivity is inversely proportional to N, or the number of free electrons, so we can write 1 upon rho T equals to 1 upon rho naught E minus Eg by kBt, or we can say rho T equals to rho naught E minus Eg by kBt. Now, if Eg, or the energy gap between conduction band and the valence band, is greater or equals to 1 electron volt, then the substance is the semiconductor, and if the Eg is less than 1 electron volt, then the substance is insulator. So by using, or by comparing Eg, we can easily identify the substance is semiconductor or the insulator. Now let's see an semiconductor graph, or the relation between the resistivity and temperature for the semiconductor materials. As with temperature, the resistivity decreases exponentially. So this is the graph. As the temperature is increasing, the resistivity is decreasing exponentially. So I think it's clear now. That's all about this video. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.